There is a sense of me in the spirit of this unit that for the last couple days, we're doing something that embellishes this story we will eventually tell our kids and grandkids. And I want to make sure that we continue down that route and we're not just kind of staring at each other across the water. So whatever that may be, something, I'll cook something. Maybe it's going to be Bobby's thing or whatnot. Everyone picking up on what I'm trying to say here?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
No, we definitely need to be prepared for the contingency of victory because that seems pretty likely. Which is why I think it's important to have the ducks in a row.
I want to make sure that we're giving RP back to them, is what I'm trying to say in the most icy way.
He fled the state. He was being harbored from a warrant.
What day did he turn in his badge?
That was also 8/11, wasn't it? Okay. Yeah, Brian would have to correct me if I'm wrong on that, but 8/11 is when I was dragged into things.
And that kind of goes back to what with the moment. I don't know. I wasn't privy to that conversation, or maybe I was. It was like outside of my realm of. I don't actually know when they took his badge. I was under the impression it was taken like a week or two prior to that, and he was just hanging out. So when you met up with us, the original thing was me, Divine, and Toretti were going to meet up so we could talk about his operation to the new commissioner, and then somehow it turned into getting involved. Instead of having that conversation, and none of this would have happened, we decided to respond to a call for Pigeon to capture him. And during that entire thing, Axel and Divine got in an argument, and Divine lost his shit, went overboard, and then went to the island. I am actually unsure whether he had already had his badge taken and he was on suspension, and if he was officially fired at that stage. I think Toretti would know best, but Toretti may be unavailable. So fuck. I'd say let's do our best with putting it together, putting it together, and I'll fire off Toretti and Axel an email for some kind of confirmation.
It's super important. I just said he turned in his badge prior to 8/11 after his cover was blown.
Okay, that works. Did he turn it in though, Aurora? Or did we take it?
When he talked to me, I thought he had stated he quit, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, that's kind of where I am at. I think I know, but I can't.
I'm just going to say he no longer had his badge.
Okay. All right. What's your general sense on this, Bundy, on the Divine topic beyond Bolo, and sort of a notice of what we tell the PD and possibly the public? This may be a public thing.
Well, public, I would hold off on any official announcement pertaining specifically to Divine until following combat.
I agree.
Because that is the linchpin of why this war is transpiring, and people are already looking for reasons to dig a little too far on either side of things. And not to sound too much like a politician, but if Divine is in a casket, then it's a little... The onus kind of falls on us to explain why at that point.
I don't disagree. I think I'm going to write it in a way where maybe it gets out. Because at this point, I don't even fucking know after that video and some of the shit that I've heard.
I could also, once we've got the statements from Axel and Toretti as to what transpired, I could also put something together since I'm detached from what transpired outside of the final nail in the coffin asking to get him back.
Okay.
Plus, I can soften things up a little emotionally. He did do my final eval after all.
Holy fuck. I remember you mentioning that, and I don't know. It's kind of crazy thinking back.
Yeah, he did my final eval, and then he promptly went into the intensive care unit where he did the paperwork because we got caught up in a railway shootout towards the end of it.
So Divine ran MCD. Were you next on the list of?
Yeah, I was. MCD was basically defunct when I took over. It had been for about 2.5 or 3 months. Kind of a similar situation to what you came into, but yours was because of UPD. Mine was because people had kind of given up on MCD. Yeah, my understanding is that right after the financial collapse, Johnny was tapped to run MCD, and then about 6 or 7 months later is when SCU sprung into existence.
Holy shit. Are you gonna go off the reservation, Bundy? And do I need to worry about going off the reservation?
I don't intend on going off the reservation. I think that
Okay.
I think the only way that I would do that is if I was personally tasked with bringing TJ back with this boat. I might lose him somewhere out there in the water. Outside of that, I don't have too many personal ties to this.
All right. Well, yeah, no, I'm just we were just talking about Divine and whatnot. And I don't know.
Oh, you think it might be like a... Well, no, because the ones before that were Snow and Copper, right? I think we're okay.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
Snow's very level-headed. I mean, Copper, she went a little crazy, but, in the sense that she investigates refrigerators, not I'm going to join an enemy faction and potentially shoot rockets at y'all.
The Copper was there when I was involved in what happened to Brick and Charlotte.
I think that at a certain point we have to accept the fact that
It ain't that deep, but like I can't. I'm sort of like stirring just a little bit.
Without penalty, without law, without any form of national or international scrutiny for months, with that kind of shit going on. I think that we have to accept that we're probably going to uncover a lot of skeletons in people's closets as to shit that transpired there, and I don't know. People were treating it like they were out on safari.
That makes sense. Okay. I guess let's crack through this this list then. Ra-pa-pa. Like I said, like as we go through this, Aurora, do you want to do it, or should I like speak like
You can do
the
it.
list? Okay.
I'm just gonna check ATC real quick.
Ooh, okay. Is this the new one that you created? The
Yes, yes.
All right. I'm gonna read through it if you want to like add to it on the. I'll like read through the list, and then if we agree to add or not add, I think you understand what I'm saying, right? Like I'll do the I'll read the OG list, and then you add to the Bolo if we agree to add them. Let's see.
Jesus, are you okay?
Hey, I'm right.
That sounded loud.
Oh shit, there is.
Something else that I would recommend
I am
for
so
purposes of
cooked, chat.
HVTU preparation is group involvement. For instance, by the presence of Julio Thomas, we may assume that further members of the HOA may be present. By the presence of Aubrey Webster and Kyle Pred, we may assume that further GG members may get involved. I think that sort of, like, just very quick bullet points of, groups that may find themselves involved on the day of, right?
Yes, that's a really good idea. BBMC.
Yes.
What I keep forgetting there. Dundee Boys.
That's the one, yeah.
Oh, you mean the Bang Boys, the Syndicate?
Yes.
The BBMC street team.
We could put like all three of those on a line, I guess. It doesn't sound like the greater HOA is involved. Julio, if I like cut the fat, like, okay, Tanner, is he there? Is he not there? Let's just say it's a troll. Nothing points at that, right? It sounds like Julio may have had some beef over it with the HOA. Some things got a little heated, and Jaeger treated him like family. So he decided to leave home to fight the war. But it doesn't seem, nothing's really indicated that the greater HOA is doing anything, is going to be over there. They may.
Are we expecting CG involvement?
It depends. I think they're going to be a mixed bag because they're pretty much PMCs. I can tell you right now that if I asked Flippy, Hydra would be ready the day of the attack.
Yeah. My concern is with the conduct we saw from Kay and Rami on the day the border closed, and then what we have seen from Carmela since that time, indicating that she's going to war.
I mean, I can let you know. At least I told Luca and Rain. I was at Autos repairing my car, and Eugene at least made it clear to everybody in Autos that he made it clear that he was at least going to be on Sanguine's side. And was also like twatting shit like fuck PD, I'm on Sanguine's side and yada yada. So I mean, he might be involved.
Yeah. I mean, there's still the question of the day of how many people are going to get cold feet because 30 years in prison is a long fucking time. But I think CG is it's potential that they could get involved.
I feel like I would be rather shocked if they did anything more than like do little things leading up to the war, but I don't see them being involved in the war. Based on my conversation so far, I feel like they full know well it's gonna be 30 years and they ain't gonna fuck with that. But to your point, maybe we should add them as elements of CG. Do you think we should we point out the fact that they could be helping prior to
I mean,
Possible
I don't think
distraction.
it's going to matter for them because they're not going to. They're just going to look for these people and they're going to assume, like, if they're looking for Julio Thomas, they're going to assume HOA may be involved
Yeah.
if we're trying to capture it.
True.
I'm more talking battle strategy planning because this will give them a rough idea as to who to expect, the type of strategies that may be used, and the equipment that might be brought. I mean, literally, somebody used a grapple gun to attempt to escape from us during an OIS, and I had an officer on radio say, "This might be CG." So there might be an inherent familiarity that some of these officers have. And they may feel more comfortable knowing the tactics that they should expect to go up against if we're able to provide them that intel.
So we don't even have anybody like we don't have Cap Terranova on this list. We don't have anybody CG related. We don't have anybody BBMC or Bang Boys on this list either.
Here, let me.
Dundee is on suspect, and TJ Walker we took off because we don't want him detained.
My MDW just reset. Here we go. So when I look at enemies of the state, we capture it, throw them away. This watch list on the Bolo is put them in for 24 hours. I think that's a good list that you got right there. But then to address, did you save what you have so far, Aurora?
Yeah, I did.
I like maybe the section for what Bundy's suggesting should be called out a bit separately, maybe, where maybe it's watch list, do not detain. That
Yeah, it's less of a detention list and more of an informational list, like potential group involvement or something. Like, we can't guarantee that TJ Walker himself is going to be on that island, but there is the potential that BBMC may involve themselves in the conflict.
That makes
and that's where TJ Walker, Cap
Cap
Terranova, BBMC, I'd say the whole group. What is it? Gulag Gang.
Mhm.
And I feel like I'm missing a crew here that's escaping me. Oh, the Guild.
Oh, yeah. I kind of took them for granted, to be honest. Although I'm not entirely certain because it seems like some members of the guild have had on and off again contact with Jaeger over the course of the last month or so. However, wasn't it my understanding that Jaeger just kind of fucked off and went and did entirely his own thing on the island? Wasn't the guild only even lightly involved in that?
Correct. My understanding was many, many, many months ago or something. I don't know exactly how far back. There was dissension, or there was like separation. However, even if there was, they have recommitted to him. And that includes Lando, Bjorn, Barry Svedenov, something like that. Where I think most of the guild is now backing them, but we have yet to see any evidence that they've even been on the island these last couple days.
Judge Adams. Hello, Your Honor.
Let me see what.
Oh no, I want them to know they've been marked as an enemy of the state. I've also been serving these subpoenas immediately. I'm not asking for any delayed notice on it. Yeah, no, I mean, essentially the entire probable cause of continuing to subpoena these individuals is because of their presence on Sanguine, denoting them as an enemy of the state. That's per the order of the Senate, so... Oh, that's true.
How you doing?
Got you. Okay, yeah, I will quickly update those.
Why? What's going on with Twitch?
All right, perfect.
Dude, I have so many
All right,
unread
take your number.
emails. I like this. TJ Walker, Capterra Nova, any BBMC member, any member of GG, any member of HOA, any member of CG, any member of Guild. I like this. I'm going to denote high, medium, low next to these group names based on their past involvement.
All right, we should be receiving production of those new subpoenas shortly. I'm going to start the process of service.
Sounds good. I'm just fixing up this bolo so it removes the numbers because more of the public sees this than... Wait, are bolos seen by judges and shit?
It's only seen by PD individuals, I think. Like
Okay,
anybody that's MDW access.
gotcha. I can't believe I actually said what I just said, by the way.
Well,
Like having to worry about the judicial... I don't think they would do that, but like it's one of those things, right?
I mean,
They
if they're
published a
willing-
thing today.
I was gonna say,
a
if they're
new
willing to
thing.
go on the
Yeah.
news and talk shit, then, who knows?
It's a valid concern. problem is, if they act on this information, if they do have access on it, that's a whole different problem.
That's a really good point. It's really just bordering on. Yeah, it's definitely very borderline.
I mean, if you can't trust your own fucking judicial system, no. The fuck are you doing then?
I got another one.
Who?
I just got a call from a lady who she called me earlier. I think she's fairly new to the city trying to figure things out, and she was calling people in the yellow pages. And Freddie Fastfingers. She called him. He has an ad, I do biz. He asked her to bring weed seeds, food, and weapons to Sanguine.
What?
She's consenting for me to get her phone records.
Ooh,
Good shit.
Wow.
nice.
Wait, that's huge. That's actually big.
So I'm waiting for the text of consent. She was asking, like, she was saying she's in her house right now and her roommate might be robbing it. She was trying to figure out, and I was like, if you're going to confront him, do it in a public place. And then I was like, any information about, Sanguine? You just kind of call around, talk to people, and
I mean, the thing with that then is it will be big if you find out how they're getting there. Because I mean, we know that they don't go by air, you know.
well, for them, we're pretty sure they were some of the ones that were
I
at
love
the end of the
how
pier.
we've got
and
two
when
members
submarine.
of dispatch that we plugged
Yeah.
into this.
I mean, to be honest, Bay gave a good point as well. So some of them, like
Like you can tell they've been
at least a
paying
few hours
attention
ago, they
this
were just
entire
flying very
time.
high with the heli, right above their whole island or whatever. They could possibly be like fucking using the wingsuits and shit trying to get over,
Yeah.
and just like not using any sort of aircraft, and just getting
Why else
high.
would they be
It's the
going
closest
4,000
thing to our
fucking feet in the
civilians
air?
are
Yeah,
able to
right
have
above
to
their
the
own
war.
island. It's a possibility.
The only text I have with Jaeger is serving him this, Athena.
I'm hoping she actually sends me the text consenting to the records.
I mean, I don't
And
see
his name in my phone is still his old name.
what Kane Larp.
No, many moons ago, back when the guild was just a group of adventurers who would wander into MRPD asking dispatchers for quests from the guardsmen. Jaeger's name was Roleplay S Cringe.
Oh, sick. Is that French?
I think so.
I think it's Spanish. Maybe Spanish. I heard
yeah, because
S.
of the S, yeah.
Yeah. That's sick.
Oh my god.
Also, did we want to capture Edgar if we saw him?
I feel like Edgar, is it's like a waste of time. But you and Bayo know him better. I would go with your gut.
I think he's somebody who's trying to find a footing. Again, I think he's just playing the game, but that's why he's on the list to grab and detain. I don't know if we actually want to. He can just go on the do not detain watch list.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Okay.
He's kind of like where Joey Toes is. Like, does he have a son? Does he not have a son? It's hard to say, but we don't have anything to I don't know if we have anything to pull strings on. It's a really good list. I added like high, medium, low in like the level of involvement we believe they could be in.
Okay. She's nervous about sending that through text. She thinks it could be bad. for her.
Have her create a document and share it with your state ID.
They got levels of it, but like they've been helping so much. That's why I have no problem having these conversations in front of them. Remember, this is what I always say, chat, is like my only thing is if you're doing the work, I'm 100% down to involve you, right? It's just I don't like to waste time like drinking tea, like if it's it's waste, like it's kind of like it ends up wasting your time, right? And everyone else's time if we're just like telling people things but they don't actually do anything, because it feels like you're just giving, like, gossiping, and that hour I spend explaining it I would have used doing the work that I got to do anyways. It makes my day longer unnecessarily. All right, I'm looking at. All right, I think this watch list should be rather clean now.
We have a couple of extra passports lying around here anywhere.
Yes. It's in the War S.
Yeah, I think
Get you
they.
far enough, yeah.
Wait. where did
Yeah,
it go?
just a quick
Oh.
little flight.
Just tell me when you can.
I think I'm with you, Aurora. I ain't trying to do like a 5 a.m. again. I think the last week and a half has finally caught up on me today. Like, sleep wise.
Yeah. That's why I feel like tonight is a lot quieter to be able to sleep.
True.
I mean, yeah, I can double check ATC, but we didn't get an update for like 2.5 hours. It's really, really quiet.
A little bit too quiet.
A little bit too quiet.
All right, so I'm trying to figure out exactly what we have on Divine. I said he's no longer a member of UPD when a situation occurred on 8/11 after his cover was blown in an undercover op. Divine was wanted for shooting Erwin Dundee and had fled to Sanguine. After fleeing to Sanguine, they refused to hand Divine over and he stayed on the island. He contacted me by phone stating he's planning to become the monster they think he is. He rented jet skis at the same time. What else has he stated? Did he state anything to you or Axel that you know of, Brian?
Could you ask the question one more time, like after that?
Did Divine state anything like obvious that would be easy to get a phone subpoena to you?
In the conversation, oh man. That's a good question for me tomorrow. I can't access that part of my mind right now.
Okay.
I
I just wanted to try to get this in tonight in case it's another 24 hours before.
So here's what I can say is that the phone call that I had with Divine placed Jaeger with him. I don't remember, like, off the cuffs how I came to that conclusion.
I remember what you told me. I remember you said that. Oh no, that was Cap Terranova. How Cap Terranova was there.
Cap, I know, is there because he referenced like astrology and all this, and man, that circumstantial evidence being bullshit. No, right? Fuck. Sorry, I just had that moment of like recent conversation with Norman. Yeah, I'm gonna have to think on that one. I mean, I think inherently with him acknowledging being on Sanguine, him telling us to leave, and him saying he's not gonna go back to come with us, places him on the island, and then the problem is Toretti had the main phone call with Jaeger.
Tell me if I'm late to the party on this. Brian, did you see this twat that has your name tagged in it? From Stanley?
No, what did it say?
Look at this photo that Tanner Johnson just emailed me, and he tagged you in it.
Yeah, I think they're trying to say Tanner's there, which may or may not be true, but I feel like with how obvious they are, it's
pretty obvious that he was there at some point.
Oh my god, dude, what the fuck?
Really needed just a fucking dedicated person to just fucking sit on Twitter and just watch it.
The troll side of me wants to be like, you tagged the wrong person.
That
Yeah,
is crazy.
Yeah, we
Part
gotta
of me
have
wants to
listen,
troll
I'll
and tag
volunteer for the quality department. Don't worry.
the other officers. Yeah.
Brian Knight and his gang should be considered enemies of the people.
Let me see.
Okay, I have a question, and you tell me if I'm reaching.
Mm-hmm.
I just served Pred with his subpoena. I'm pending the results from Norman at the moment. I served all 5 of them. Pred responded to me, which I didn't expect, because he's normally a sleepy bitch who's in bed by now.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to call him because I had a couple things I wanted to say to his face about, old hospital business and things like that. But he didn't pick up the phone. Also, Terrence Walker's Twitter fingers sure have calmed down. What are the odds that some people from the island are doing a supply run and Pred is smart enough to not pick up his phone because he knows how our phone tracking works?
Huh?
I don't know. It's just odd to me that Pred would start shit-talking me in texts, but then would refuse to pick up his phone when I called him because that might reveal that he went off island.
I can tell you that is odd because Pred was picking up my. Say, run that back for me one more time.
So I serve Pred subpoena. Pred texts me, "You're going to die." He spells "you're" wrong, so I correct it. He sends me back, "See you in hell." I try to call him, he doesn't pick up the phone. Now, it's possible that he doesn't pick up the phone because he's busy, I don't know, eating human bodies
Right
or whatever
now?
it is they do. Yes,
He's awake?
he's awake.
Do you want me to call him?
Give it a shot, see if he picks up the phone.
If he doesn't, no, that's suspicious.
He's been picking up the phone all day. Why would he not? I think that's well within reason.
I mean, that must be doing a run then, no? We
Wanna
could start
check
checking ATC. Yeah, we could start checking
Yeah.
fucking the water.
I think we should go up there.
Yeah. You know your way around now?
I think so, yeah. Oh shit!
Oh, you're good.
sorry.
You're good. You're good.
Just getting you warmed up for Monday.
Oh,
No
Here.
aircrafts. I mean,
Yeah.
they might be doing over the water. We could get
Yeah. They might be doing a submarine run. That treasure island shit was so sus because someone before you gave permission, Brian,
mhm.
someone mentioned that it was privately owned. Then Kay and his buddies were on it with the FIB heli. Then Simone, after requesting takeoff from ATC, said, "I want to make a report. Someone was on my island
So, like, you're asking.
as he was flying over." So
yeah. How did that
No?
tip off happen? Give me just one sec. Hey, Norman.
Hey, the commandant's not thrilled that I signed his subpoena. He just called me and threatened to send someone to kill me. Just now.
Could you call Stubble and he'll send HV to you? Actually, stand by.
Stubble went to sleep.
Oh, he went to sleep?
Yep.
All right, give me a sec.
Yeah.
The Commandant.
Casanova awake.
Jaeger, Demon Blood.
Okay, just wanted to double check.
Called me himself from his personal phone.
Jaeger just threatened to kill Norman. Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
You mind if I just like drop a little bit of professionalism?
Yes.
Why the
I feel
fuck are
that one.
judges? What the fuck are they thinking?
Is that
You mean the LSPN video?
Because he was twatting that Brian has a gang.
I don't know. I got called for that shit and said I don't comment on ongoing matters without
Some
full
balls.
knowledge and understanding.
Are they looking to step down and just finding a reason? Because that shit gonna blow up in their face, dog.
And Dennis Laporte said, Brian.
I know I wouldn't have done it. Regardless of my feelings, whether I think it's right or wrong, I wouldn't have done it personally. But free speech, right?
Yeah,
I guess that's the point they're trying to make.
yeah, I got you.
Don't worry. I was contacted by Ursula myself, and I said I had no comment on the matter.
What was going on in the sub earlier, by the way, with you guys?
Oh, that was completely unrelated. Surge Cross was bored, had a spare $2 million, bought a submarine. For whatever reason, Joey Toes was with us.
Oh my god.
We went out to the western coast, and they were looking at a radar. They saw this like triangle thing that they wanted to go to. They went out to it and they said, "Oh, I wonder how far down it goes." And they Surge Cross Ocean gated me, basically.
Oh my god, Lord have mercy. Look, just so we're not gonna try to figure out whether they committed sedition or whatever. As long as they don't take the action next, what I don't think they should, but Anyways, I was just kind of curious what your thoughts were on the matter. Here's radio check. Is there no HVTU on duty?
Casanova's at the
is
courthouse, but he's
Casanova,
with
yeah, that's the
Judge
one.
Fitzpatrick.
Could you get him onto channel 11 and let him know it's immediately urgent?
It's Ergnet.
I mean, I know what to do. I've done this before.
I can try calling him.
Dropping the professionalism. I've had very sophisticated individuals after me before. I know what to do, Brian.
Generals gathered in their masses, just like witches and black masses.
Sorry again.
Evil minds that plot destruction, sorcerer.
Jaeger is threatening Norman Adams and
That was
Potter.
like
Lyrics to War Pigs, Brian. I think.
I think that was around the time that it was filmed, so she just had it on her mind. The lesbian thing.
Apparently, you're getting threatened on Twitter now too.
Yes,
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me.
I'm going to.
Sorry.
You mind if I
we need to put
retweet?
you on a protective detail of
I-
Norman
I,
Adams. Stand by for location.
What I find rather interesting about this entire narrative is that you're going to have idiots, Norman, who are going to see this and be like,
And they're gonna feel motivated to try and do something.
no, still not see what we're dealing with.
Yeah.
But, okay. Give me I'm going to try to get in touch with Casanova. Get him on channel level 11. At worst case,
He's on it.
Oh, is
Yeah,
he on it?
He's on it.
Ready to check?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Wait, I think my radio. Could you guys say something on it?
Yeah.
Ten two.
Radio check.
10-2, 10-2, 10-2.
There we go. It was kind of scuffed for a second. Casanova, you on station?
Yeah, firm open station. What's up?
Judge Norman Adams is currently being directly threatened by the head of Sanguine. I'm probably going to need some kind of protective detail on him, like 1 or 2 units. Are there any HVTU units on duty other than yourself? If not, could we like send a flare out or something?
I'm looking. I believe I'm the only one. Possibly Bayo. Bayo's in bench though.
A firm. Do you guys like have a notification system, like an email that you can fire out?
Yeah. I can see what I can make happen.
A firm. Thank you. All right. I am going to give you a call back in about 15. If I don't, please do call me back. I want to make sure you got a detail while you're around.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. See you in a bit.
Figure out his location for Casanova.
Casanova, what's your location?
I have a hard question.
No, figure out
I'm
Norman.
at City Hall currently. I was around
Norman's.
other DOJ members doing security for them.
I think he's at the courthouse, but I'm gonna.
So I'm rerouting to Norman as soon as I need to.
I sent you 2 more by Dennis. Brian.
Yes.
Yeah, he was
Where
going
he at?
crazy on Twitter. He was.
Oh yeah. Dennis has known me for a good long time. It's unfortunate he hasn't been the same ever since Sandy. Keep in mind though, there's a lot of back during the Sandy War. Do you remember this, Bundy? The tapes that make you do things.
Where you
mind
mean, Brian?
control.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Could you contact Norman Adams and like kind of stick with him until you got some detail? I don't know if you want to stick with him or if we could get some other HVT units on him. For context, he is he's assisting with signing subpoenas, etc., etc. So things have now escalated to judges being targeted.
I copy that. Norman is in my cruiser with me.
Hell yeah.
It'd be too late. Matter of national security, the judge's signature or their name should be redacted to the copy that's given to them. What do you think, Brian?
So
Based on conversation. Yes.
I kind of want
What this is.
to.
I mean, that's
I want you to.
I might actually include that.
I kind of low key want to.
Safety.
Wait, what is this?
Well,
Norman Adams signed a warrant for the wrong person because he cannot read.
I don't get it. Was there a misprint?
Yeah. So someone.
I actually have to talk to him.
You look at what the Twitter handle is, and then records demonstrate constant contact between Delver, not Dweller. That was
Oh, interesting.
well,
We used
yeah.
we used a twat from Dwellerly and not Delverly. That's what he's
Yeah.
trying to point out.
Oh.
So you guys subpoenaed Delverly instead of Dwellerly.
A Mustang
Actually.
might tell possibly Frankie Jr. Smith, probably not related,